If you're looking to live stream on Twitch, YouTube, or a number of other channels, then I highly recommend you use Streamlabs OBS. Streamlabs OBS is an all-in-one suite for live streamers that allows you to set up a Streamlabs desktop. With the Ultra version, do multi-streaming to multiple platforms at the same time. And it also includes a number of alerts and widgets that let you know what is going on, including chat boxes, event list, goals, alert boxes, and so much more. In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up the Streamlabs desktop. So when you download Streamlabs, you're going to be presented with a blank desktop, a blank editor. And you have two ways in which you can populate this. The way we're going to show in this particular video is we're going to take information and create scenes that you can switch between and then add data sources to those particular streams. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about yet, stay tuned. We'll show you all of the steps. The first thing is to give you a layout of what it is that you're looking at. This blank screen up at the top, this is the area that we're going to create that is going to actually show in the live stream. So this is what will get broadcast out to Twitch or what will get broadcast out to YouTube. In the second or the bottom section here, these will be the particular scenes that we can switch between. We will add sources to each one of the scenes, and at any time we'll be able to monitor the audio that is coming from either our microphone, as you see here, or the other data sources that we are adding to our sources and our scenes. If you ever want to change the layout of this, you can come over to Layout Editor, and when you change the Layout Editor, it will then show you your editor display, mini feed. If I wanted this to be different and show more windows, I could select a different option and it would change the way I see things over in the editor. I'm going to stick with the base system that comes loaded. So when we're in the editor, down here in the bottom left hand, we have our first scene. Now, if I want to rename the scene, I can right click on this or control click on a Macintosh. I can rename this, and let's call this our main scene that we have. So the main scene might be data from our gameplay. It might be the actual video of our gameplay. If I'm wishing to teach something, it could be a browser window that we're showing. You have different sources of data that you would be able to add. A window capture that would allow you to include that Google Chrome image from your website so that anything that you were scrolling you would be able to see. You could add a media file, and a media file could be included in the background and could be looping as you set up and configured this. For the basis of this conversation, I'm going to go ahead and add an image that I've already created, and this image is just strictly a screenshot that I was able to grab. You are in complete control. You can rename the image if you wish to keep track of it. You can also use the same image in multiple scenes. So as you have an image, this image might be something like your logo or your animated character that you have for your gameplay, and you want to brand your particular presentation so that people know that they are watching you and your gameplay. So if I go ahead and add a source and browse, it's going to pull up from my computer. I go ahead and click this, and now I have loaded in a screenshot. Notice that it is larger than the size of my particular screen. So if I went live with this right now, it would cut off the portion for alerts. I have the ability to change the size by dragging it on the sides. I can also drag it here in the corner and then move it to be the different spaces. So it looks like I moved it a little far. I can grab the other corner. I can grab the side and extend this out just a little bit, go down. Now I see the layout that I was looking for. Even though there's a little bit hanging over here on the side, even though there is part of the data is below this, this is the information that I want to be able to show as a background on this particular screen. Again, let your imagination run wild. You can, if you wish to, pre-select overlays that are already created for you, different scenes that are already created. I have another video where I go into overlays and how to select them. I'm not going to do that on this particular video. We're going to build from scratch. So now that I have this background, one of the other sources that I want to add at this particular time is the ability for folks to see me, my reactions, let's say when I'm doing a gameplay, points that I'm trying to make. I want to add some video to this. I would do so here with the video device capture, video capture device. You'll see in the video capture device that this allows me to do built-in webcams, Logitech webcams, capture cards, information that is coming into my computer that I want to display. For the purposes of this, I'm just going to use one of my webcams. You have, again, complete control of renaming this. You might have multiple webcams on your computer and you'll name them different items. You might have a camera that's here in front of you. You might have another one that's off to the side that you want to capture, and you would set those up and be able to switch between your scenes or switch between your cameras, almost like you were a producer on a TV show. That's what the scenes allow you to do. So I'm going to call this webcam 1. And here you see that my camera that's right here on my computer built into my laptop shows up. I have the ability to change the sizes of it using my presets. If I go 1920 by 1080, you'll notice that it has taken up the entire screen. No problem with me doing that. If I click done, it now has taken over my entire screen. You'll notice that as you add sources to your scenes, when a source gets added, it gets added on top of the other layers. If you've ever done anything in Photoshop, if you've done something in Canva with images, you understand the concept of layering. It also, to a lesser extent, is available in Google Slides or in PowerPoint, that you can put something on your screen and then say, well, I need to move it back one layer. I need to move it back another layer. So in this particular case, I do want it to be on top of the image. I just don't want it to take up the entire screen. That's fine. Same thing that I did with the image. I have the ability to drag and drop it. Now, one thing that I do want to point out as you're seeing this go through is as I move this, you'll notice that this is a 1920 by 1080 screen. And it tells me how far over, how many pixels from the right that my camera image is. In another video, I go through the details of how we can use this information with Canva and create custom backgrounds or custom screens that we could use as a background or as a wrap for our camera. For this particular purpose, I'm going to go ahead and make my camera show up and try to size it so that it is right here over the alerts and widgets image that they have. So I could stretch it out just a bit more, It is a little bit wide there on the side, so the other thing that I can do on a Mac, I'm holding down the Option key, and I'm going to scrunch in the camera just a bit on this side, do so a little bit on this side, and now it is showing here so I can give information, I could show details about the screen and have other information and details here. Now, what are alerts and widgets? Well, one of the first alerts that we can put on our screen, if we go back to data sources, are alert boxes. And if I choose an alert box, you will see that if I go to add that as a source for alert box, again, I can rename it whatever I want, the alert box is going to show me when somebody has done a Facebook follow, when somebody has done a Facebook like, a Facebook support, a YouTube super chat. I can even have it pop up when somebody has made a subscription or has subscribed to my particular channel. Now, let's look at the subscription right here. What comes up as the first thing is in the background right now, I have, because I used an overlay before, it has the image that is going to be in here. If I wanted to change this particular media, I could either upload an animated GIF that I wanted to show, or I could use one of the stock files. And in the stock file here, when I get somebody that subscribes, I'm really excited about that. And so I want all eyes to be on the subscription. So what's going to happen is it will have an animation that it'll fade in and fade out, and it's going to display within the alert box. Now, the alert box is going to cover up. You'll notice that this is the location where it's at. It's on the very top layer, and if I wanted it to show up down here in the corner, I could adjust then the size so that any alert that came up during my gameplay, during my presentation, that we would be able to see the alerts that are here. Now, if I did want to add something that was, say, a logo or other information, I could do so, again, by having just an image that I add or a media file that I was able to put in. I've got another video where I go through every single one of the setups here and individual videos for each one. So stay tuned to the channel. We'll be rolling those out periodically. So if I go to add another image, I don't want to add the exact same image. I want a new image source. So this is now going to be image 1. Well, let me just go ahead and call this my logo. I'm using this as just an example. If I go to add the source, I'm going to browse again. And as I browse through the information, it's going to give me some details. It's going to show me some information. And I'm giving a presentation, so I would like this image to show up. I want the image to be a little bit smaller. I want it to be, let's say, down here in this particular location. Well, you're going to see something that I'm going to do right now. I'm going to move it just a little bit, move it on over to this location. And again, it came up on top. If I wanted it below the webcam, I could drag it to be below the webcam, and I could even now, if I selected the webcam, I could move it and have that show up right here on the screen as part of the presentation. So it gives you complete control of placement on your screen of where you would lay out information. This isn't really what I would do, but it just shows you a general idea. The alert box would still come up on top of, so the alert would show up over the top of this other information. So I'm at a position right now where if I did this, I could add one additional scene, and I might do the scene be something that it would be camera only. And I would want to switch to only have a scene that had a camera, When I select that new desktop scene, then there is nothing here. You'll notice under the sources, there are no sources available for this particular scene. I'm going to go ahead and add a source, and the source that I want to add is my video capture device. It's going to ask me, hey, you've already set this up for webcam 1. Would you like to use the same webcam? This is where I was saying if you had a second webcam, you could switch back and forth. I'm just going to add the one webcam, and now you see that I have a camera only. You have the ability to set up hotkeys that can switch between the two, and you'll notice I'm also doing this with my mouse. So here in the mouse, I click on it, and then I go over here. You see that it's camera only. I click on the scene that is the main, and now you're back over and seeing the information that is on the main gameplay or educational screen that we go back and forth. If you wish to set up a transition between the two scenes when you switch back and forth, you would click right here next to where it has the scene name, this little part, edit scene transitions. When I edit the transition, then I have the ability to change what the transition is. Right now it's on a cut. I have the ability to do a fade, a swipe, a slide, a fade to color, of which I can pick the color. I can do a Luma wipe or a stinger. In this particular case, I'm going to do a fade, and it will ask me what is the duration. I can set this as the global transition for any one of the scenes that I do here. Now when I go to camera only, you'll notice that it faded out when I got to the particular scene. When I click scene main, you'll see that it was a fade that went between the two. If I have my scenes set up, if I have my sources that are set up, I now am in a position to either do one of two things. I can hit the record button and record a presentation or record what's going on my screens to my local computer so I could then edit it and upload it as a video. I could schedule a stream. This would be a way for me to let my viewers know that, hey, on Wednesday night at 7 o'clock, I'm going to go live, and it would let them know that information. Or I can actually go live right now. And you'll see that there is the version called Ultra, and Ultra allows you to set up your multi-streaming. So if I go ahead and click Go Live, you'll notice that I have the Ultra version, and if I wanted to stream to Facebook, TikTok, any one of these items, I would be able to do so. I have this set right now for YouTube. When I do this for YouTube, it's going to ask me, is this a new event, or is this an event that I had scheduled that I'm now deciding to go live? You have complete control over the title, the description, the privacy of the video, of whether or not you want this to be. I don't know why you'd want to stream and have it be private, but it could be something you do. The category, and then you have the ability to choose your thumbnail that would be displayed. If I also wanted to, because I have the Ultra version, if I wanted to go to Twitch, I could select Twitch. And because I've already associated my usernames on the Streamlabs desktop, I can now stream to Twitch and have the common stream information. I could just choose to only do that onto Twitch, and it would be able to go live. So now I'm in a position where all I have to do is confirm and go live. It will go through the settings, and next thing you know, my video will be appearing online. So this is the way in which to work with Streamlabs, a basic setup of the desktop that will allow you to create scenes, to add your sources. Again, I have other videos that will go through step by step of the different sources. so there's no reason to get lost. And then also how to set up overlays that are already professionally created graphics that you just choose where to put your gameplay, where to put your alert box, where to put your camera. And by using the same overlay, you'll start to begin a branding and a reputation for yourself that your fans are used to seeing, and that will encourage them to become members and for your revenue potential to go up if that's the purpose of you doing live streaming. So there you go, a complete overview of the Streamlabs desktop. Would love to hear your questions that you have about this. What are you struggling with? What are some tips and techniques that you've run into? Leave those in the comment for future videos about Streamlabs and how to make money online, how to get up and running with YouTube, with Twitch, with other platforms. Please subscribe, and until next time, make it a great day.